episode number 4. And today we're going to be talking about why do you fail and how to achieve good grades in the subjects that you are either failing in or subjects that you hate in general. This video isn't going to be a typical video on this topic that you're going to expect. So before we talk about how can you actually not fail or not hate the subjects that you are bad at, it's important to talk about what is failure, where does it come from, and once you understand the cause, then you can treat the effect. Many of you have forgotten why this plane on ours on which we exist was created in the first place. I'm pretty sure that regardless of the religion or culture you belong to, you would have heard the story of Lucifer and the fallen angels. Where did they go then? Over the years, did they disappear? Have they stopped doing what they were sent here to do? To cause failure in the human race. And have the humans really gotten into that trap of failure? Lucifer, the fallen angel, or the devil, you may call it, hasn't disappeared anywhere, nor have his fallen angels disappeared anywhere. They are in there, right in this world, right between us, causing failure at a massive scale. Every time humans fail, every time you cry, every time you go through a struggle which makes you stressful, some people even commit suicide. All of these negative things that people go through as part of failure, that's food, that's energy for the devil and his followers. That's going to be the starting point of today. You've got to fundamentally understand that everything in this world operates on a frequency. You, me, we are humans operating on a particular level of energy. Just like the mobile phone or the computer that you're watching this video on, everything is frequency. Right? So success, failure, they're frequencies. Now, the frequency of success is the one that God created. Frequency of failure was never there. Frequency of failure is a hijack created by Lucifer and his followers. I don't think that this video is getting too spiritual in nature. That's the reality that nobody is going to tell you in school. They won't. That's not the agenda, right? If you hate your subjects, take the example of maths, popularly hated subject. The problem is that every time you think of maths, you think of failure. You think of not being able to do it. You're operating on a frequency band which sends out waves, pulses that, see, I'm seeking out negativity, I'm seeking out failure, and failure is what returns, failure is what you attract. Your mobile phone picks up the frequency of the service provider that is supposed to pick it up, because of the SIM card it has. You are operating on a similar frequency. Do not think the human technology or human inventions are the new thing or we as a race have progressed. We've never really moved anywhere. All of this was already in existence. We are just on a timeline. Everything is already in existence. We are a download process, experiencing it at a particular moment in time. You are a frequency. If you're going to be attuned to failure, failure is going to result. All the subjects that you love or have done well in, you believe that you're going to be successful in them. And that's the kind of thought process you've had about them when preparing for them, when studying for the exam. I personally have hated maths, but the way I approached maths was not based on the fact that I'm gonna not be able to do it. Right from the day one, when I entered O levels, I knew that I hate maths right now, but it's not going to last for a long time. I'm going to overcome it. And I did. And I scored A's in many of the math subjects, not only the basic math subjects, many of them. I took some extra subjects of maths as well. Many of them I scored A's in. And at one point, it happened that I reached the exam hall about half an hour late because of traffic. And I knew they weren't going to give extra time, neither did they. Neither did I ask for them. Right? They just said, "Oh, you can have 5 or 10 minutes extra." I said, "No, won't need them." So coming into the exam hall half an hour late didn't prove damaging to me. I was still able to finish the exam in time, and I scored an A star in that particular math subject as well, because I never had the belief that I'm not going to do it. First comes the belief, first comes the thought process, then comes the preparation, and then come the results. It's never the other way around. So the thing that you need to understand is you need to first of all attune yourself to the frequency of success. If you're trying to switch on the radio FM 100, you cannot get to FM 100 by trying to scan for the frequency of FM 89. It's not going to happen. It's all specific, right? Whether your parents are strict or whether your parents are lenient has got nothing to do with your success or failure. They're all taboos. It's always down to you. Look at me. I almost ate the Cambridge people alive. I didn't have parents who were strict, right? So it's not about that. You have to basically be attuned to the frequency of success. I have other siblings too. Their pathways and my pathways are widely different, being in the same house. So factors like environment, what school you go to, what are your parents like, has got nothing to do with success. It's all about your attunement. You would have countless examples of people, even students around the world from impoverished areas who have achieved massive success. Success is not limited to your environment. It's all about you. It's deeply embedded in the way you hold yourself up to the challenge. And the first thing is to believe that you're going to achieve it and you're halfway there. The rest of it is a download process that you have to go through until the results materialize. That part is what people miss out on. That is the reason that you struggle with this subject. If you hate maths, hire the best teacher in the world. Go to the best school in the world. I don't care, do 100 subjects. You can only attract failure if the dominating thoughts of your mind are always about failure. And that is what is the energy of the devil. He wants you to fail. He wants you to be miserable. God never created failure. He only created one thing, and that is abundance. Abundance of love, abundance of success. Everything else is an inversion. Failure is an inversion of success. It is an inversion, and if you are believing in that, you're not believing in God. You're not following God. You're falling into a trap. Right? You don't want that. So to come out of that trap of hating a particular subject, not getting the result despite of retaking, changing schools or changing teachers, you've got to understand the fact that it all starts from within you. Now when you join me, for example, yes, I teach you the subjects, I give you the strategies, practice is there, technicalities are there, everything is there. But you know what is the driving force behind your and my interaction, which has produced the students who have been successful? Like, it's been so common for my classes to have utterly successful students, while some others may have achieved their targets, but the modest ones, not the very high end grades, because they weren't targeted them, or their mindset was not attuned to those targets. So part of the process is for me to get you attuned to the frequency of success. And if you and I are connected, our energies are connected, that's where the magic happens. And that is something I aim to deliver to my students, to somehow get into their mind and attune them, step them up to the frequency of success. The rest of the teaching and the learning, they are the tools that take you to the end of the journey, but the pivotal portion is your and my connection. That is key. You would have felt it in other areas of your life. Some people or some friends, some teachers, you can't let them go. You can't um, basically feel happy without them, and you feel as if um, the same guy, if he was to teach you, or the same lady who was to teach you another subject, you'll also be successful in that other subject, because there's something that's linked to their aura, something linked to the vibrations they're giving off. Right now, as you watch this video, you're connected to me. Think of me as an emitter of electromagnetic radiation, which I am, by the way. You are as well. And if our energy is in attunement, you're getting my message, and you know exactly what you've done wrong and what needs to be done right. So that is the trap that you do not have to fall into. Remember, all negativity, all failure are brought to you by Lucifer and the fallen angels. If you're thinking about failure all the time, difficulties all the time, that's because of the manipulation of your thought process. These negative thought waves are coming from some other source, not the one that created you. The first thing you must do is get rid of these negative thoughts. I'll see you after a break.
जोहेब असद की गुफ्तगू सुने। ये बेसिकली थैंक यू पाकिस्तान की एक स्टोरी है। ये वो लोग हैं जिनकी वजह से पाकिस्तान आज इतने बुरे हालात के बावजूद तरक्की भी कर रहा है, और इसमें थोड़ी सी रोशनी भी कहीं ना कहीं दिखाई दे रही है। रियल पाकिस्तान ये है, हमारा असल पाकिस्तान यही है। मैं जोहेब असद साहब को आपकी तरफ से मुबारकबाद पेश करता हूँ।
Welcome back. You're watching the ZAS show. Be sure to leave a comment, like this video, and subscribe to this channel. Also, be sure to visit www.zohaibasadacademy.com, www.zohaibasadacademy.com. You've got courses for May, June 2020 in progress, and if you're watching this in the future, then you will definitely still find some review program active. So be a part of the journey. Before I sign off, I want to give you an example of one of my students, Muhammad Mustafa. He's been my student for a few years now, and the guy has about 5 A's in A levels, about to become 6 A's in A levels, and we're still going. We're gonna still strike some more. Now, Mustafa's success can be replicated by any one of you listening to this video. What he does is that, first of all, he connects with me at a mental level. Exactly what I want him to feel like, he does it, right from the word go. Right from the beginning of the course. He's a high achiever before we start preparing the subject. He reports to the class day one. The mindset from there till the end doesn't change. It only improves. Then he does all the assignments I give him on time. He reports his work and asks questions about the doubts he has. He attends the classes and he reviews the material. Does exactly as I tell him. Follows the answering patterns and everything for the examination technique point of view. And the result is that he gets the grades that we had planned right from day one. I've done the same. He does exactly like that. And all of you can replicate that success, really. All of you can do that just by shifting the paradigm, just by following the advice in this video. Then come the tools and tactics that I gave you. The reason why you continue to struggle after changing academies, after changing schools, after changing teachers. Having strict parents or lenient parents, all of you are in one pool because of the fact that you are unable to access that higher dimension from which all success comes from, due to a poor mental attitude towards your subjects. And you're not to blame. No, you're not to blame. You have been given a program since birth on which you're operating, and you never really explored your true powers on the inside. You haven't been taught about this in school. And sadly, the problem is that a lot of the time the advice comes from people who need the same advice and haven't really been that successful either. If you want to go to the next level of your life, if this video moves you, if it connects to your heart, you've got to make sure that you follow the advice. I'll wait for you on the other side in my classes or in the mentor program, whichever way you want to get access to me. But even without that, I wish you all the best of luck.